What's going on, everyone? Data Report here for datareport.info with the weekly H5N1 update for Friday, March 3rd, 2023. Now, we did an H5N1 update last week, and I think it's important that we do another one this week because there's a few new things that have changed. And as long as there's data on this, I will try and continue to do this weekly. So let's start out here. We learned just the other day that China reports a new H5N1 avian flu case. But this is not in an animal. Well, I guess you could say it's an animal because humans are animals too. But it's a human case. China has reported a new human H5N1 case, marking the second case in recent months. And official with the World Health Organization confirmed it. And here you go. Daniel Epstein with the WHO's news media team said China informed the WHO, World Health Organization, if you don't know who that is, about the case on February 24th. The patient is a 53-year-old woman from Jiangsu province who has a history of contact with poultry. The woman's symptoms began on January 23rd, and she was hospitalized on February 4th. Genetic sequencing suggests that she was infected with the 2.3.4.4 B H5N1 clade, which is currently circulating widely in birds, Epstein said. Since 2020, an increased number of avian influenza outbreaks have been reported in wild birds, poultry globally, and we expect additional sporadic human cases. This coming from this article here at University of Minnesota, CIDRAP. All right, moving on now to this. From BNO News, they reported on this yesterday, and there's other sources for this as well. At least 3,500 sea lions in Peru have recently died of H5N1 bird flu. That's nearly 5 times as many as previously reported, the government says. If you recall, if you saw last week's video, we reported on there being sea lions, and now that number has jumped to 3,500, so that is relatively concerning. Then you have this, and bird flu human-to-human transmission is now being ruled out in Cambodia. So it's looking like the case in Cambodia, remember there was one last week, it was not caused from another human, but rather it was from direct exposure to sick animals. Also, we should note that this was an older strain of the H5N1 virus, so this is not the new strain that is highly and rapidly circulating. Okay, here are the numbers for this week, or at least so the CDC says. Wild birds detected, 6,284. That's as of March 1st. Poultry affected, 58,525,971. Reported human cases in the U.S., just that one, I believe it's from last year. States with bird flu in wild birds, 50. States with poultry outbreaks, 47. States with reported cases, 1. Moving over here to H5N1 detections across the United States in wild bird. As we said, there's 6,284 detected, and it's still pretty clear that the northern portions of the U.S. and the West Coast U.S. are the most affected by this. But in the South, you do have Florida, which has quite a few counties being affected by this disease. And some of the different types of infections so far this year, this goes back to January, doesn't show anything for more recent, but in Kansas, a commercial upland game bird producer had an outbreak. Here in Oregon, you can see that there was a non-poultry outbreak. Then you come down here to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, another non-poultry outbreak, and so on. And we'll skip over this one. Then we come here, 11 states where H5N1 has jumped to mammals so far in 2023. And here are the different things that have been detected. First off, California detected the virus in a bobcat. Second of all, Colorado, the state with the most mammals infected, has reported 7 cases among mountain lions, black bears, red foxes, and bobcat. Idaho detected the virus in a red fox. Nebraska reported cases in a mountain lion and a tiger at a zoo. Kansas detected a strain in a striped skunk. North Carolina reported avian flu in a black bear. Oregon reported H5N1 in a raccoon amongst several striped skunks. South Dakota reported the virus in a red fox. Washington reported a case in a bobcat. Wisconsin reported an H5N1 case in a red fox. And Wyoming reported a case in a red fox. So there's a lot of red foxes infected so far in various different states. And if you notice, a good number of these are in the northwest and west coast regions. However, remember, we do have North Carolina in here, which is in the East Coast. So it seems to me like the Northwest and the West Coast is really one of the hardest hit areas right now for H5N1. All right, taking a look at egg prices. Egg prices are at an average of $2.47, at least according to this trading economics website. Don't know how accurate it is, but that is up slightly from last week, which was at $2.16, so it is starting to rise again. Alrighty, where do we stand with H5N1? Well, we don't see enough evidence to raise the alarm further for any human-to-human transmission or human potential cases. However, this is something that we have to stay very cautious about because there are so many cases so far in animals and birds that this could jump to humans at any given time, and we need to be prepared for that. We can't just brush this off to the side like we did with the ongoing COVID pandemic. So we really need to keep our guard up. If you are a farmer, I said this last week, I'm going to say it every week that I do these. I would suggest masking around your birds, around your animals, any living thing that you have on your farm. I would suggest masking around it just to be safe, because as you have seen, all the human cases so far have been because of contact with poultry, birds, or animals. So you're not exempt from getting this because you're not vaccinated, neither are your animals. Alrighty, that does it for this week's H5N1 update. If you like the content I do on my channel, hit the like and subscribe button down below, and I hope you found this informal and helpful to you. Till next time, stay safe, everyone.